It's the end of season 14 here with Vaduz, and unfortunately, we are out of the Champions League phase. However, we still have a shot at the Swiss Super League title. Did we win it? Let's see. Roll that. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 59 of the Liechtenstein Challenge here with Vaduz, and you find us on the schedule page. I wanted to show you how we have been doing since getting beat off Newcastle away from home 4-1. In terms of the Super League, after that game, we decided to destroy Everton as a bit of anger relief, shall we say, against Newcastle. It was a 5-0 victory thanks to goals from Alejandro, Milone, Maximiano, and Zarouini. Then in the Champions League, we lost only 1-0 to Atletico, and to be honest, I think we probably could have scraped another draw out of this. It was only a goal from Francisco in the 79th minute. As you can see, shots and what was on target. I want to say probably Atletico deserved it a little bit more, but the game was even for quite a bit. In terms of the Champions League phase, we finished 33rd out of 36 teams, and we finished above the likes of Sparta Prague, Salzburg, and Spartak from Serbia there. An improvement on 2 seasons ago when we were last in the Champions League, and the fact that we're only, 2 points off huge teams like Juventus and Milan. I mean, that shows our improvement because 2 seasons ago we finished joint bottom of that table. So the goal next time when we get into the Champions League is to try and break this spell of getting into the top 24 because that's the goal now. And also it means that we need to start, if not already, which I think we are doing, developing a team that can compete in the Champions League. But it's very difficult compared to the Conference League, which we will have to do next season. Unfortunately, after that Atletico game, we lost 1-0 to Basel, a goal from Deme in the 70th minute for Basel. And to be honest, they probably deserved it in the end. Their typical 4-4-2 we seem to be hit and miss with Basel, which is quite annoying. But following that, we had 5 undefeated games, 3 wins, which were St. Gallen, 2 goals for Maximiano, a 4-0 victory away from home against Winterthur, Doria and Paolo getting the goals there. Zurich, it was a 3-0 victory at home. Milone, a goal from Nyestad, our new signing, and I showed you him last episode, so I'll show you how he looks in a moment. And then Emili, our loan signing from Barcelona. Then a disappointing 2-2 draw away from home against Thun. Goals from Alba and Salemi in the first half. They completely destroyed us in the first half. I had to change things around, and Silla luckily did really well for us, but we needed an own goal from Thun, thanks to Muley in the 71st minute. And then we finished off that really good spell with a 2-1 victory at home to Aru. Tough game, 1-1 at half time. Doria and Jovanovic getting a goal for Aru, but Lazarus getting us a 2-1 victory in the end. And then a really out of character 2-1 defeat away from home to Lugano. Daniel Dos Santos and Gearing and Emili getting a goal there as well. We beat Luzern at home thanks to a goal from Maximiano, which put us in touching distance to Luzern. After that, it was a 5-1 victory away from home to Servette, and this was one of the complete victories of the season. Goals from Silla, Milone, Nyestad and Doria, an own goal from Tafaj. But then a really disappointing draw at home. We needed the point more than Young Boys, Junior Legui, always getting goals against us. A really good player for this league. I just want to show you him. He's coming down in his stats, but he's been a really good player for Zurich and Young Boys and Toon as well. I noticed that he played for in the season. And then before the penultimate game against Yeoverdon in the Super League before the league split, we beat Eshkin Marin 5-1 away from home. Lampert, Esposito, and Beale. Our on loan signing from Portugal, Kawe, scored a consolation goal for Eshkin Marin. I'm now going to show you how the league looked before the league split, show you the game against Yeoverdon, and then we will go through how the championship group ended. And as well, before we all do that, I've got a new signing to show you. This is our new signing. He was the only major signing I made in the January transfer window. Sebastian Nyestad. He went to replace Marlon Teitman. We signed him from Starbeck for 8.75 million. He's been on my shortlist for some time now. I really wanted to get him into the club, and he's a great Mazzala as well. I think we found somebody for the future, and fingers crossed we can hold on to him, because we've got a lot of players in that midfield now where we don't want to lose them. There is no release clause for him, and I don't see that happening anytime soon with any clubs wanting him, but let's just see how we get on. Hopefully he can lead us to Conference League glory in the future. This is how the table is looking going into the split. We are 5 points off Luzern, and we have a 4-point gap ahead of Young Boys. Today we play Yeoverdon away. Young Boys have just beat St. Gallen 2-1. So it's going to be a crucial match for us to catch Luzern. We beat Yeoverdon in the 89th minute thanks to a goal from Mattia Melone. And this has put us in second place going into the split. We are still 5 points behind Luzern. So we are going to need to beat Luzern and hope Luzern lose one of the next couple of games. We also have to win every single game to ensure that we have a chance of winning the league. It's going to be a tough one. So let's see who we've got in terms of the schedule. So it's Lugano first at home, then Basel away. We've got the Liechtenstein Cup final, home to Aru, away to Luzern, and finally away to Young Boys. And just to show you the youth intake for this season, as I mentioned in the last video, it's not really anybody to scream about from the intake, another poor intake. And as I mentioned, Ian Taylor's position as head of youth development is very much under threat. Our first game in the championship group was a home tie against Lugano, and we absolutely butchered them and got a bit of revenge for that 2-1 defeat earlier in the season. Nyestad getting a goal in the 10th minute. Simon Beale, Depov, and Doria making it 4-0, and we absolutely murdered them in this game. It was a comfortable performance and put us within touching distance of Luzern. However, Basel decided to spoil the party with a 1-1 draw away from home. We went 1-0 up in this game thanks to a goal from Kovacevic, and you can see the amount of shots we've had in this game. We should have had this game dead and buried a long time ago, but unfortunately we didn't take our chances, and Doda got a goal in the 84th minute, and that wrecked a little bit of our title aspirations in the championship group. We took on Balzers in the final of the Liechtenstein Cup to avert away from the championship group, and we started off well with a goal from Corneliusson. Funnily enough though, Schaefer got a goal in the first half to make it 1-1, and in the second half, Balzers took the lead in the 65th minute. Redzepi getting a goal there to make it 2-1, and we were sweating a little bit here. We went really attacking, and in the 69th minute, Simon Beale recovered it ourselves. Silla then played in a corner and Corneliusson got off the end of Freund, and Silla as well getting a free kick in the 83rd minute. This is the best Balzers team I've played, and the fact that we had a couple of our young Liechtenstein players in this team, I was very proud of how Balzers played, but I was also very worried that we might not be in European competition next year. Having said that, though, we did eventually get past them, and we won another Liechtenstein Cup. Then it was a game at home to Aru. Fadili getting 2 goals in this game, and Alejandro in the 30th minute. And Adlison Fernandez getting a goal in the 62nd minute to make it 3-1. We were still 4 points off Luzern at this phase, and guess who we had next? Yep, Luzern. If we won, we would have a chance on the final day to potentially upset the apple cart and finish first. But if we lost, we would have conceded the title to Luzern. And unfortunately, I do apologise, everybody. We conceded the title to Luzern. We put everything into this game, but a great goal from Salvi in the 86th minute, secured another title for Luzern. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that is their first title since 2033. So congratulations to Luzern. One of my adversaries in Lazaro, we don't get along, has won a title for them. And another frustrating end to the season. I'm just going to show you the last game as well against Young Boys and show you how the table finished in terms of the overall standings. So yeah, to finish off, it was a 3-0 defeat away from home to Young Boys. We didn't deserve this game at all. I think we were on our holidays. You can probably see from the average ratings here, absolutely atrocious, every single one of them, maybe apart from Alejandro. But it was a really poor performance, and yeah, congratulations to Luzern. Here's how the table looked in the end. So we did finish second, 10 points behind Luzern. Draws costing us in the end, as usual, and it's another season where we have finished second, so I'm starting to feel like Mikel Arteta a bit. But we did pip Young Boys and Basel ahead of Luzern and ourselves. Surprisingly, Toon got relegated, and St. Gallen had to play in a playoff. But yeah, another. I don't want to say frustrating because I think we threw it away quite early on. I mean, you can probably see from the amount of draws we had. A lot of them, I don't think we necessarily deserve, but if we can turn draws into victories, we will win the title. I know that's easy to say. If you look back at the last couple of seasons, 1 point off Young Boys, 5 points off Basel. We obviously had a really bad season in the 2033-34 season. The 32-33 season, that was a bit of a let-off because I believe that was when we won the Conference League for the first time. But yeah, we are ever closer to getting into that second place, to getting into that sort of the first position, which is what I want us to do. Here's hoping we can do it next season. I'm definitely not heavily focusing on the Conference League next year. Obviously, the goal is to win the Conference League next season to get us into the Champions League again. But I do also want to finish first in the league. Obviously, we won't get the trophy. But looking from the season preview of next season, which I'm going to show you in a more, I've got a bit of optimism that we might do it. Just a bit of an update with regards to the Challenge League. I just wanted to show you something that might be a little bit interesting there. So, Schaffhausen got promoted and Kriens played St. Gallen in the playoff to decide who would get promoted. Grasshoppers had a really bad season and they're not looking good. But what I'm liking so far in the Challenge League is how competitive it's getting. With the teams that are down there that possibly shouldn't be down there, the likes of Jamax, Stade Lausanne, Ushi, Lausanne, Ville, Sion, Sham, Grasshoppers. So yeah, and um, before I forget, we do have a new affiliate who have just got relegated, which is Bellinzona. So we got rid of our Spanish affiliate in Dam, and I was potentially going to get rid of Rapperswil as well. But Bellinzona came in, and Bellinzona are one of these teams that jump up and down in terms of the league. Um, so they have a weird spell wherever they finish in the Challenge League or they get promoted from the Promotion League. So I took a punt on them, and the fact that they've had a lot of our players in the past and have done really well there, I thought it might be a good idea to get them in. And then maybe next season, if they get promoted, we will get rid of Rapperswil, and then we can cancel the link necessarily for that. But yeah, getting into season 15 already, obviously we're going to be in the Conference League, but this is, I don't know if it's the first time, but it might be maybe the second or the third time we're actually predicted to finish first in the league ahead of Luzern, Young Boys, and Basel. What's really interesting as well is we've got a significant number of players in our team that are in the Dream 11. Nyestad is one of them, Alejandro, Alabe, who's come back from Nottingham Forest, Silla, and Lazarus. I'm probably going to just show you a quick squad overview before I finish the episode. But that's the reason why I've got a little bit of optimism with regards to going into next season. I'll obviously update you with how we do in terms of transfers. I don't think there's a lot to do in terms of transfers. I think the big transfer window for us is going to be next season because there is a couple of players, which I'll go through in a moment, that I feel maybe need to move on. So, this is how the squad is looking ahead of the 2037-38 season. I'm doing a little bit of spoiler for the next episode, but hey ho, well, I haven't showed you any games today, so you might as well see any form of spoilers going ahead for the regulars here anyway. But I think the team is almost there. The only thing that I feel is potentially missing is a really quality, solid left back. Potentially a centre back to challenge Lazarus and Kovacevic, because I think this is Kaminski's last season or second last season. We got him down to an impact sub there, you can see. And I think Roland Freund is going to be our centre back that is going to be covering the two in Lazarus and Kovacevic. But I feel like I'm not entirely convinced, even though he's 20 years old, he's the future for the club. And I also think that somebody will come in for him as well, with the terms of him being wanted. Interestingly enough, Stefano Mencaroni, who we signed from Inter, we paid a lot of money to sign him, and he's on the big wages. He is now a wonder kid, deemed by the media. The only thing that's letting him down is his consistency, but I think that will improve. To be honest, last season he only conceded 23 goals, 16 clean sheets, so it shows you he's there or thereabouts. The only worry, obviously, is a bigger club comes in for the likes of Cilia and I think it was Sebastian, who played for Porto a couple of seasons ago. Apologies if I got that wrong. We have got rid of Traore, our Ivory Coast left back, and we've replaced him with somebody who I've had my eye on in the youth team for a while, Tim Schultz. I really like the look of him. 5'6", obviously fickle, but the only thing that is missing is his work rate, which is improving, and I think we can get rid of that personality as him being fickle. I think the only other places that I need to improve on is in terms of, and this is not this window, by the way, this is maybe January coming or the season after, but I think the only areas that we need to improve on, albeit we don't lose players, because you can look at Alabe, for example. Alabe, who's come back from Nottingham Forest, we haven't had the best of relationships, but I've got him on a new contract. Begrudgingly, it's the release clause that's still there, which is the value, which is £20.5 million. I think the only areas that we need to improve on are defence in terms of centre back and left back. I think the goalkeeping situation is sorted, and we will always find young, good goalkeepers, and we've got a lot in the pipeline in terms of foreign goalkeepers. Obviously, I wanted to be Liechtenstein goalkeepers, but we can't get that at the moment, unfortunately. Pastor doesn't want Liechtenstein nationality, and there's a number of them in the reserves that I don't know if they'll get it. Um, Centre back area is obviously an improvement with the left back. Central midfield maybe is an area that we need to improve on, and just because I think it may have let us down last season striker wise. So Daoria wasn't consistent enough last season. Maximiano, I don't know if I keep him. He's wanted by a number of clubs, Las Palmas and Pisa, but he scores 10 plus goals every season we've had him, apart from obviously the first season where he was getting into it. But I don't know. I could use some advice on Maximiano because he has got the extension if we need it. He's one of my loyal players. He's one of my favourite players as well. When we purchased him. And then we've got the Simon Beale situation. I don't know if we're going to keep a hold of him. Probably I'm going to try my best to keep a hold of him, but I think 2-3 seasons. Do we keep somebody who's free, maybe 2-star at the club? And then Benjamin Kaiser is another thing. He's improving really well. I think he can play as an advanced forward if we want him to. He's also wanted by a number of teams, but it's more to do with loans. But I think this season he's going to get a lot more game time. So yeah, those are the couple of areas. The only other thing that I wanted to mention in terms of the first team is, and I'm really pleased for this, and this is the reason he's staying at the club. Zakowini, even though he has Democratic Republic of Congo nationality, has decided that he wants Liechtenstein nationality. So he's got the other nationality of Liechtenstein, which means he's not treated as a foreign player. Hurrah! But we will be keeping a hold of him for at least until his contract expires. And he's been a decent player for us over the years. I mean, we signed him for free from AC Rangers in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's an area we've had success in the past, Democratic Republic of Congo. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. The only other minor thing before I go, Turcano has been promoted to the first team. I think it's time, and he's also been complaining that he wants Romanian international. He wants to play for Romania a bit more, so probably won't get Liechtenstein nationality, which is frustrating. But we've had him for a while. But I think in terms of the Conference League, which I'll show you in a more. That's one more thing I want to show before I go. I think in terms of the Conference League, we will be resting Maximiano in those games and trying different strikers just to see how they cope. There's a number of under 21 players. I've got this on as at the club that I want to give a go in Europe. The player that I really want to give a go, and I was hoping was potentially going to be the replacement, was Mbao, who we signed last season, but he got a crazy injury out of nowhere. And also Afolabi will be getting some games in Europe. I think it's just about more game management in Europe, just depending on who the opposition is. And of course, Danny is knocking on the door of the first team as well, as a Spanish anchor / centre back. I really like the look of him. But yeah, I'll just update you how that goes with regards to the Conference League and any future signings that come in. But I just wanted to have a bit of a squad overview there. But I will stop rambling on. I just wanted to show you how strong the Conference League is becoming, with us being third in the coefficient places. If you look at the teams that are in it now, with Dortmund and Monaco, yeah, it's it's definitely fun. I mean, from England we've got Bournemouth, Spain have got Athletic Club as well. So it's not gonna be an easy um, competition for us this season compared to how we got past Roma in the last one as well. To face Liverpool in the final, it's going to be tough against some of the biggest teams in Europe, and that just shows you how the Conference League is improving. So I would expect Monaco and Dortmund to be the teams to beat, and Roma and ourselves. But yeah, let's see how we get on, and it's going to be interesting. That's the end of the season, folks. I have to offer my apologies for not winning the title against Luzern, but we go again in season 15. Also, I just didn't feel like it was worthwhile showing a game, either Luzern or Young Boys, because yeah, it just didn't feel right in that way. If it had come down to the final game against Young Boys, I would have obviously shown you that. But the fact that Luzern was the second game, yeah, it would have meant two games in one episode, and those episodes for me tend to be a little bit longer. So something I need to improve on there anyway. But hopefully next season we will see ourselves first in the Super League and maybe winning another Conference League, but who knows? Probably going to do the same as last time with Liverpool. So we will go from July to January, show you everything that's happened, transfers included, and then we'll do January to the end of the season, and then hopefully we're in the Champions League next year. If not, it's another Conference League campaign. But if you have enjoyed the series so far, and you did enjoy the video today, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you for the next time of the Liechtenstein Challenge here with Vaduz. Take it easy, stay safe. Bye everybody.